This was the wind at its worst earlier today. These are the waves that forced both Lake Washington floating bridges to close. The 520 bridge closed first, and then the I-90 bridge closed too. Some gusts in the area were clocked as high as 80 miles per hour. This is downtown Seattle this morning as a gust of wind rips metal right off the top of a high-rise being built near 2nd and Cedar. Luckily, no one was hurt. But during the morning, all kinds of debris was blasted off the building down onto the streets. Homes and businesses hit hard too. Take a look at the Luna Park Cafe in West Seattle, where a skylight was smashed in. There are reports of all kinds of damage from up and down the sound. And we got this home video from a viewer on Lake Washington. Believe it or not, a windsurfer out in the wild waves and wind on Lake Washington this morning during the worst of the storm. Wayne Garcia, KIRO News.
Whipped by winds up to 70, 80 miles an hour, western Washington resembled the North Pacific for a few hours. On the 520 bridge, waves crashed onto cars on the bridge deck. Vehicles forced to turn around. This bus couldn't get off the bridge. Driver Jim Irwin helped the passengers get off.
2 by 2, they took them off a couple hours ago. So, lots of fun.
Yeah.
So, it was pretty scary there for a while.
The scene was the same on I-90, the bridge battered by waves. Officials worried about the new pontoons, that they might break loose. Both bridges were shut down for much of the day. Ferries battled the waves for a while, but had to shut down too. On land, trees snapped in two, this one serving as a tunnel of sorts. But often the falling trees brought down power lines, as this worker found out. The wires actually hit him.
I thought I needed to get out the way in a hurry. Scare you? Yeah. Matter of fact.
At one point, 750,000 people were without electricity. Downtown Seattle was not spared. At a high-rise construction project, metal subflooring ripped off. In Ballard, windows shattered.
We're getting a funnel effect right through here. It's just going crazy.
The strength of the storm was unexpected, even unprecedented.
Nothing like this before. No, never have.
The Queen Anne neighborhood of Seattle got belted. Mother Nature was selective in her wrath. Some were luckier than others. But around 12 noon, Dan and Judy Leshner got hit hard as a giant tree ripped from the ground came crashing down on their home.
I was on the telephone with a friend of mine, and my immediate thoughts were, where's my wife? She's generally up in the room sewing at that particular time of day. And when scurrying upstairs, didn't see her over there. And finally, she did show at the front door. She was watching damage further on down the block. And that was probably a very good feeling when I saw Judy. And
3 houses down from Dan and Judy, Geneva Garby heard a terrifying crash in her living room.
I have been concerned about those trees, but fortunately, this one that went down hit the corner of my living room. If the one that I've been worried about went, it would have hit my bedroom. So I just feel fortunate that there was no more damage and that I'm all right. I just praise the Lord.
The branches hit me and then I heard a big crash. I went back inside and I saw that there was a tree in my bedroom.
Leah Maxim goes to night school, usually sleeps late, but she went looking for a job this morning and it may have saved her life. She just missed getting hit by this tree.
It scared me. I was like, I don't know, I couldn't believe it. I kept thinking I could have been there and that I could have been injured really bad or dead or something.
The same storm pushed over power lines. Crews wrestled with branches caught in wires. Cars and trucks steered around the timber. Signposts were snapped. The lights out at the state capitol. Broken evergreens littered the lawn. For state workers, a storm to remember. A storm Leah Maxim says she'll never forget.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a long time. Scared me to death.